that's where the exhaust leak was. Now there isn't. So it wasn't a pain to get to. It's just time consuming, just like most things. You have to remove the turbo. EGR cooler has to come off. So everything you see right here has to come off. And then you have access to the manifolds. Pull the manifold off, pull that slip joint apart. And once I pulled originally, when I pulled the slip joint apart, you can see this gasket's not seated all the way and it's crooked. And the way I know it didn't do that when I slipped it out is because it left a wear mark where the gasket was sitting. So you can see all that's dirty, all that's clean. That's where the gasket was sitting. And you can see it's not even, as if it's crooked. So number one, the gasket wasn't seated all the way and it was crooked, causing an exhaust leak. And this is what it's supposed to look like. Seated all the way, nice and clean. And just to be safe, we put some shellac. It's a sealant we put shellac on it, installed it, torqued everything down. We got new gaskets for everything, and not leaking like it was, because it had, where that slip joint was, there was a bunch of spit, like soot everywhere. And then we only had like 10 minutes of runtime on the engine. And we're like, all right, that's not right. So we took it apart, found that. Then once we put it all back together, nice and sealed up correctly, no soot. It's gone 70 miles so far, so it has a few hours of runtime under load. It's got hot. As you can see, all the paint's gone off the manifolds now. No, so that part was already installed on the new engine. So the engine came as a running complete. So it was all, pretty much everything you see that's red, this is how the engine came. No, we wouldn't even have touched it, no. And that's not something we're gonna check, like before we put the engine in. We're not gonna tear it down and check all the gaskets and whatnot. So it was a super unfortunate situation, especially because the customer's time frame, but we got it done. We're test driving. Hopefully, we're hoping to have it out by tomorrow. It's gone 70 miles so far, no AC, so now I charge it with AC, and we're gonna send it more. And the reason I didn't charge it then is because if I do have an issue and I have to take the compressor off for some reason or AC lines for some reason, it just wastes time. So it just helps with preparing for the worst.